Welcome to our Monday evening training call, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Every single Monday, we're talking about final expense and what we've learned and how to grow our business. The things that I see every single day and hear from agents, which I am definitely grateful and very blessed in this business, in this industry, to have so many people that we work with. So what I want to talk about this evening is a few different things that we learned when we were in St. Louis. So we were in St. Louis in this month, July of 2022, and we had a phenomenal time. We got about 30 people there, which is just unreal. And not just like 30 people, 30 producers that go out there and sling this stuff. So we were nonstop, all out. I got to meet some really phenomenal people that I haven't met before and got to see some really great people that I have seen before, and just really good to catch up with everyone. The one thing that I like about a blitz, and to define a blitz is something that basically you take a substantial amount of leads in a concentrated area in a short period of time. So we do a blitz, which is about 5 to 7 days. And those 5 to 7 days, what we do is we want to take 3 times our normal weekly lead order. So let's say, for example, you're running 30 leads a week. Someone like myself, I would go out there and I'd want 100, right? 80 to 100 is kind of the sweet spot for me because I want to make 20 grand in a week, right? So I don't care how much money I'm spending at all ever in business. I only care how much money I'm making back in, right? So if I have to go out there and spend 150 grand in the year, right? I don't want to make $170,000. I'd net 20. That's not a healthy business. Go to Walmart and be a greeter. I'd rather do a lot more other things with that money and try and double it and triple it, if not a lot higher. So normally what I would do if I bought 100 leads in a week is I would do on average about $20,000 in production for that week. So that's a phenomenal week, right? That's a killer week. You go out there, you're slinging it. And not only am I selling just the final expense side, right? But I'm also selling other products. I'm selling Medicare. I'm selling hospital indemnity plans. Also, you might run into an annuity every once in a while. And that annuity that you run into could end up being a $30,000 commission check. But you don't know because you don't get what you don't ask for, right? So one of the biggest things that I've seen from a lot of agents out in the field is that they happen to forget to ask for certain products. So let me go ahead and let's go into why blitzes are so powerful, right? Because we just already discussed what they are. So let me just write this note down real quick. Okay. So why blitzes are so powerful and why it's so important for us as agents is because this can be a very lone wolf business. And as a very lone wolf business, it can be discouraging when you're out there and you get beat up in a day. That's why having something as simple as a group chat, that's why having something as simple as a morning call can go a very, very long way for an agent, right? That's out there and you got a lot of windshield time. It's tough. It's difficult. It's hard for us to be successful. You get beat up in a day and you start beating yourself up. Then you go out, and when you're going out there, you're not as happy, you're not as positive, and you're not as happy and you're not as positive. What happens is it ends up costing you money and you don't even know it. You don't even know it cost you money just simply because of your attitude, your demeanor, your mannerisms change, right? Instead of your shoulders up and your chest out, your shoulders are down, right? You're hunched over, you're not excited, you're talking slow, your tonality changes, your body language changes. So that's a tremendous thing for us as agents to understand, is this culture and community is a huge thing for us. So anytime that we have events like this, there's agents that go just to be around other people, even if they can't go out there and sell, they go to learn. So we had people that were in the room every single day with us that were training and learning and growing their minds, growing their business, right? And I always say that there's no such thing as a dumb question. The only dumb thing to do is not ask a question. And if you ever heard that from someone else, they stole it from me. Okay. I'm just kidding. I don't know where I got that from. I came up with it one day, at least I think. So what I will tell you is that just continuing to just progress and grow your business is one of the most important things that we can do. And getting around other people that are like-minded individuals, other entrepreneurs, other business owners, and that type of camaraderie is just tremendous. So I have agents there that have told me, like, I am so grateful that I went to this event. I'm so happy that I was able to do this. And a lot of people that I know that I talk to on a daily basis was like, hey, I haven't seen you in a year, right? I haven't seen you in 2 years, maybe. Some people, right? It's been a while since you see each other, even though you talk to them all the time, but it's that in presence, seeing someone smiling right? Nowadays, you can actually give people hugs. It's weird, right? You can hug people again. You can even shake their hand if you want. So it's just exciting to be around all these different people from all walks of life that perform differently in this industry than each other, right? But they use the same system. And the system that they use is fresh, exclusive direct mail every single week. They get great contract levels. They sell Medicare. They sell hospital indemnity plans. They sell annuities. They sell term/mortgage protection, right? Traditional life products. You might run into an IUL in the home with someone that has some money, right? So just because you go to a house, you can't judge a lead card based on what's written on it, the type of handwriting that they use, the color of the pen, their age, their name, right? Their address. You can't judge any of it until you get in the house. Then you might be able to pass some judgment by the end, and when you can get what's called a final disposition. So a final disposition on a lead, basically what that means is a final disposition is I am closing that lead out. It is done to me. There's nothing that I can do. Either that person's dead or they didn't buy. There's only two ways you could final disposition a lead, because you could give me a lead that Tim might have went to go see and they didn't like him for whatever reason. I don't know how you can't not like the guy, but hypothetically, Tim, if they didn't like you for whatever reason, right? Then I could go to that client too, and I could say, hey, let's switch a stack of leads. These people didn't like me. They might like you, right? It could have just been a bad day. You never know when you get to someone's house, okay, and you're sitting with that person, you're knocking on their door, you never know why they're not letting you in the home. They might not let you in the home because they just got a phone call that their brother died and you're trying to push your way on in the door. That could be the only reason why you're not getting in that house. It's not because they're a bad person. It's not because you're a bad person, right? There's things that occur in life all the time. There's been plenty of times when I don't want to let someone in my home if they're knocking on my door, right? But there's plenty of times that I could absolutely say that I'm grateful that I was able to sit down with a salesperson that helped benefit me. And that salesperson isn't always myself, even though I love to hear myself talk. So with that said, one thing that I think was really important is, this is one of the notes that I got. Only you know if you mess up. Okay, so what do I mean by that? So if only you know that you mess up while you're in the home, I want you to really understand this. A client doesn't know how long it takes for you to do an e-application. They don't know if it takes 2 minutes. They don't know if it takes 60 minutes. They have no idea how long the application process takes. They only know what you tell them. So what I find a lot is that agents that call me in the house, I get a few phone calls a day, a few, maybe a little more than a few. But what I will tell you is that I hear agents and I hear it in the tonality. When a client gets declined from one carrier, when they're getting frustrated with technology, right? I hear it in their voice, right? Their demeanor changes, right? Just like they're sunk, their shoulders are down. And what happens is they kind of kill the sale for themselves, right? Whereas if a client gets declined with one company, I'm instantly pivoting, right? The client doesn't even know what carrier they have until I am done and I wrap it up and I'm handing them the carrier folder, the brochure from that insurance company. So they don't even know what they got until at the end when I'm done and I'm leaving the house. Okay. So I run the quotes and everything like that. And then at the end, they then know. So when you're making errors or mistakes, only you know if you mess up. It's called a poker face, right? Don't ever show your cards, right? Don't ever expose that you had made a mistake or you quoted them wrong. $3, $4 isn't going to choose a deal if someone chose $100 a month and it comes back with another company, it's 104, right? It's about $100 a month. It's about $70 a month, right? It's about that. It's not 75, 36, right? It's about $70 a month in that ballpark, right? So if it comes back as 75, okay, that's fine. Yes, about 70. That's not going to kill most deals. Okay, now if it's a $18 app and it comes back as 24, right? Percentage wise, that's a larger percent. That might make a difference, but you shouldn't be writing $18 apps anyways. You should be walking away from those. So that was one of the most important thing that I seen there. Another thing that was really huge is that I see too often agents forgetting to ask about products. Okay, so that is so crucial to me. They forget to ask about products while in the home. So I always tell people when I'm, talking to them on the phone, it's their first time talking to me, they want to learn more about Medicare, or if they're an existing agent with us already and they just want to get into the Medicare space, or they want to work with us and do everything, final expense, Medicare, hospital indemnity, annuity, etc. So what I see is that a lot of agents, they get in the home and they get rejected with one sale, and then they get up and they leave and they're done. And then they get in the car and they call me and they talk to me, and I ask them like, hey, so tell me about what happened and stuff like that. So they go through it. They tell me the client already had this insurance, or they didn't have any insurance. They just didn't want to buy. They couldn't afford anything. So then the next question is, do you ask about Medicare? And if the answer is yes, great. I'm happy that you asked about Medicare. Okay. Did you send me a worksheet? No, you did not send me a worksheet. Okay. Well, now we're going to run into issues because you're leaving money on the table. And when you leave money on the table, it's just someone else. What happens is when clients don't get what they need, they know how to get someone to come out and give them what they need. And the way that they do that is by taking time to fill out some type of lead, whatever it is, SEO, Facebook, right, or direct mail, because that's going to prompt an agent to reach out to them and provide that service. People actually, believe it or not, people actually fill out these leads to buy stuff. I know you might be shocked. They really do. They take a lot of time with a lot of effort to go ahead and fill out these leads to buy something from you. And they don't always know that they have a problem until you show them that they have a problem. So if you're forgetting to ask about products in the home, if you're forgetting to ask about Medicare, right? Why are you forgetting to do it? Because it's not part of your consistent approach to the sales process, right? You have to cake it in there. Maybe you bring something in the home with you that has a little checklist that says, right, final expense, Medicare, hospital indemnity, right? Make sure with your clients that you're covering all the bases with your clients when you sit down with them, and obviously do everything compliantly. So that's really important. Then let's say the agent says, yeah, they covered Medicare. I looked at it. They told me that they would not change no matter what, which is fine. Remember what we always tell you. I just need you to have a 10% closing ratio on 30 leads a week, get you three apps. That's 12 for the whole month, right? 144 for the year. Within a 3-year period of time, you have 6 figures in renewal-based income. 3 years is a very, very short period of time. I guarantee you go work any job that you'd like, you ain't going to have 6 figures in renewal-based income. 0% chance, no matter where you're working, right? There's no job that's going to pay you 6 figures in renewal-based income. You have to go earn that check. And the way to do that is by not forgetting to ask about those products. So let's say, for example, they have that MAPD. Okay, great. Now you filled in the gap for the Medicare Advantage plan. With the Medicare Advantage plan, okay, you need to start looking and using the tools in front of you, Sunfire, right? And if you don't have Sunfire, what do? Well, you can go ahead and you can get the enrollment guides from the company. You could download PDFs. You could reach out to me, get the information that you need, okay? So you could start looking at this stuff and seeing, well, what type of gaps is the client missing in their plan, and start painting the picture as to pain, right? The pain associated with not having the product that you're selling. The pain is the fact that they have to come out of pocket for thousands of dollars in medical bills. And if people know what that's like, they are instantly attracted to it. Because what I always tell people is life insurance is something that we want, right? It's not something that we need. Health insurance, especially at that age, is something that they need to have, right? Life insurance is sold, health insurance is bought, okay? Life insurance, we don't get to use it while we're alive. It's a very selfless thing to do. Life insurance is selfish, selfless, because we want to make sure that we could take care of our family when we die. That is an amazing thing to do. That's a kind thing to do. And not everyone does it, but I think everyone should do it, right? So then when you transition to Medicare, they obviously use that while they're alive. So people, when they use something all the time, right, they know what it's like to use it. One, so they know the quality of the product, but two, they understand, hey, if I could get something that solves the problems that I have, I might go into another plan. And if they decide not to change, well, then here's the pain associated with having $1,500 in medical bills when your Social Security check is only $1,200, right? So you're covering those gaps. And when you cover those gaps for those clients, they love you because they know that they will also use this benefit while they're alive. While they're alive, it's a living benefit, if you will, right? They use it while they're alive. So there's a benefit that might have more value than the other 2 products that you've already pitched or 3 products that you've already pitched. It might have more value to them, but you don't know unless you actually pitch it. So have something that you write down, right? That's a sticky note or something to that effect. You print it out with huge print, right? 3 boxes that you got to check, 4 boxes you got to check in every home. Did I ask about this? 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 Did I reach out to my upline? Did I reach out to my upline? Right underneath each one of those boxes, you got to check. In fact, one of us is going to put it together. Someone's going to put it together for you, and we're going to send you out a checklist to make sure you're checking all these boxes in the home, right? Making sure that you're checking these off. And if you're not checking them off, every single one, you just cost yourself money, right? Just cost yourself money, just cost yourself money, just cost yourself money. You can't leave money on the table in this business, and you can't allow other agents to take your clients, because that's exactly what you're doing if you don't ask the questions. So we have some really, really great sales that occurred. I mean, I saw some very, very large dings, and I saw a lot of dings coming from a lot of people out there. I think we saw $9,000 in production. We had a lot of people that cracked 10K. Minimum, I think we saw there was probably around that $5,000 mark, which is still a tremendous amount of money to make in a week. Like, that is just amazing. Making 5 grand in a week, that's phenomenal. That's 20 grand in a month, cash deposit in your account, right? 10 grand, that's amazing. That's a $40,000 a month income if you could just keep that pace up, making $500,000 a year plus the renewals, right? That's tremendous, right? Don't forget about that. But then we had people go out there that wrote 20, I think the largest number there was $25,000 in that 1 week, or 25 grand in a week. You know, that's a $1.2 million job. Now, granted, you'll probably burn yourself out if you try and do that every single week. So I don't care what your age is, you know, you got a lot of energy levels. Maybe you do it for a year, and then after that year, you slow your roll a little bit. But you could definitely do something to that effect. You could do it at a very, very high level. And in this business, it's a simple numbers game. That's exactly why we do these blitzes, right? Camaraderie, all that stuff I mentioned before, but strictly just based on numbers. So one thing that I saw was a lot of people with blitzes around other people, because I would blitz and just do it myself, right? So like I said, a blitz is just a substantial amount of leads in one concentrated area that you're going for a short period of time, right? 4, 5, 6, 7 days, you're going on the road. I've done it. I think I've sold in close to 14 states. It could be a little bit less, it could be more, but it's in that ballpark. I would say 12 or more states would be fair. And I've sold all across the country. I've been to some beautiful parts of the United States, and it's wonderful, the opportunity that we have. Now, I will tell you that when you're going on the road, the people don't change at all. I mean, they're all the same kind people. They're on a low income. They just need help. They're seniors. They're very kind. Of course, you're going to get some rude people, right? That'll crumple up a lead card, yell at you, throw it in your face, right? But that's a very small percentage. And you can't allow a very small percentage of people to impact your thoughts on this business, to impact your day, to impact your week, right? So if you got something like that and that happens, get it off your chest, talk to someone. Hey, this is what happened to me. And then you can end up laughing about it sooner or later, because you realize that this person's a joke. And the fact that they got through life this long just amazes you. And you're like, how could this person even have any friends or family, which no one probably wants to be around them anyways, let alone you, but they're the ones that took time to literally fill out a lead and send it in. Just blows our mind. But that's just a part of the game. So I always would on the blitzes, I would always go. And if I was a lone wolf, I'd go out there, I'd do it. And the key to it really is jam packing your day with appointments. That's why we buy so many. So we want to have as many appointments as we possibly can. You want to be relentless that week, right? You want to be relentless in general in this business, but specifically that week that you're going to do it, because this should be a $20,000 week for you. And if you're struggling, you're not hitting those numbers. It's like, well, why am I struggling and not hitting those numbers? Well, you're struggling for probably a couple different reasons, right? Maybe your presentation isn't good. Maybe you're forgetting to ask about products. Maybe you're not replacing a lot of business. Maybe you're making mistakes and you're making a big deal out of them. Replacements are a crucial thing that I want to go through. I want to walk us through a massive replacement deal that we were able to get. And I want to go exactly over those ones. And I want everyone to kind of follow me on the numbers here, because we're going to have 2 different cases that we're going to walk through on the left and the right, which I'm going to go ahead and write down the different carriers that we were able to replace and the ones that we were not able to replace. So we'll walk through that. I'm writing it out as we speak. And for the individuals on here that don't do a lot of replacements, you got to do something, right? You absolutely have to do something because, well, one, obviously, as we know, something's definitely better than nothing. Okay. And in the end of the day, for us as agents, we need to make sure that we are out there and helping clients, but not just saying, oh, hey, you got insurance, now you can walk away from it. And then they're done. So let's go ahead and let's walk through the math on how one of our agents out there was able to get $325 in premium one house. So if, for you guys that are listening in and your camera's not on, just go ahead, raise your hand and tell me if $300, $325 in one house would change not just your day. Yeah, there we go. Not just your day. I mean, right here too, right? That's a tremendous opportunity there. And you don't want to miss that. But it was a very, very complex sale. And I think that here's the cool thing about it, right? I think that 95% of agents cannot solve this type of math problem. And I think that's why this person had 3 different agents. And I'm going to show you something that's crazy and you're going to love it. And it's just absolutely amazing. Okay. It really is absolutely amazing. So, all right, let's walk through the math, everyone. So we got, let me see. Here we go. Okay. So that's 180. That's 140. Okay. So we have 3 different policies here. Okay. And the math on this is just insane. So let's, if you guys want to walk through it and write it down with me, I got a 77-year-old male and a 72-year-old female. 77-year-old male has 3 different policies. They have an Americo policy for $5,000. They have an Oxford policy for $10,000. Okay. And then they have an FBL, family benefit life policy, for $14,000 on the 77-year-old male. On the 72-year-old female, we had an AMAM policy and a family benefit life policy. That was a total of $30,000 in coverage. We had 25 with FBL, and we had a total of 5 with AMAM. Okay. So great companies, nothing wrong with the companies, but major errors on the agent's behalf. So let's kind of go through exactly what happened. Let's start from the beginning. There's 3 different agents, three different agents that sold these policies. That is, 1 agent's not doing their job, 2 agents aren't doing their job, but 3 agents not doing their job. So now we got an agent in the home and she's in there and we look at the numbers and this is overwhelming. You're like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 policies. Okay. They got 5 policies sold by 3 different agents. I need to know all these different things, right? When we go back in our math, I need to go ahead here and I need to know all those key factors, right? Those key things that I need to get and all the notes that I need to write down, figuring out the key things, right? So what are my key things that I need to know, right? I need to know the effective dates of the policies, right? So I'm going to write this down with you guys, right? I need to know the effective dates. I need to know, obviously, the carriers. Those are important, of course. I need to know the premium. I need to know the face amount. I need to know the cash value. I need to know the reduced paid up on these policies. Okay. So those are really the key factors that I have over here. So let's go through 77-year-old male, non-tobacco, really good health. How can you tell that the guy's in really good health? Let's go through it. Okay. So husband, we have over here, FBL, $14,000 policy. Okay. That $14,000 policy here that he has, he's had it since 8/2020. So 2 years. Now I got this Oxford policy. Okay. That he has had a $10,000 policy that he got in July of 2021. Pretty healthy person, right? And then I have an Americo policy that is a $5,000 policy for $38 a month. Actually, we're going to flip that around. $79 a month. Okay. And he got that in July of 2022. What month are we in, guys? July of 2022. So he just bought this policy in July of 2022. Has the premium payment even come out? Guy hasn't gotten a policy yet. How do you overcome it when someone hasn't gotten a policy? Right? That could be difficult to do. Sit down with someone like, I just bought insurance. Oh, okay. What'd you get? Sometimes they say, I don't know. Did the person even leave a card? They have no idea. So yeah, so let's go over premium. I'll do that right now. So we had 180 79. So this guy was paying, he had some like really good rates over here because it was 300. Oh, okay. We got $325 in premium, but I'm going to walk you through exactly kind of what I had to do. And I'm going to do that right now, Brian. So let's see. So 79, let me see, 185 or 180 minus 79. Okay. So Oxford, $101 a month. And I'll go over it one more time for everyone too. And then the 14,000 was crazy. Which we couldn't, if you're familiar with Oxford, let's pull up our rate calculators too, guys. If everyone could just go ahead and get their rate calculators up real quick as well. So that way we got this. I'm gonna do share screen, and I'm gonna share screen one over here, and then we'll go ahead and do that. Hey, Tim or Mike, can one of y'all give me a thumbs up if you could see my screen on my website with the quoting? Okay, cool. All right, thank you. So we got that over here, and then let's go to FX quotes, which is that one done. And someone that's 77 was born in what year? 45. Is that right? Sounds about right. We're just going to do the math though. And by the way, meeting Tim Bilo, this guy is a mathematician, just so everyone knows. He was on the spot, on the money with this stuff when I was throwing some numbers out there. So let's go ahead. Okay. And you sometimes, if you don't know what the premium is, you can reverse engineer it. So let's go 14,000, right? This guy was 77 right now, but he bought it 2 years ago, right? So let's go ahead here and let's see if we can get Trinity FBL here, 134. Okay. So that's what it was for the 14,000, unless the carrier had a rate change. All right. Over here. So let's go back over here. And then Brian, I'm going to go ahead and do this one real quick. All right. So this is 1945 now. Okay. So 77. All right. So let's go ahead and walk through it real quick. Family benefit life, $134 per month in premium for the 77-year-old male, $14,000 in face amount. Effective date 8/2020. $101 per month for Oxford, $10,000 face amount, July of 2021. Americo, $79 premium, $5,000 face amount. And it's actually flipped. I don't want to make a mistake. It's not Americo, it was Am. The wife is actually Americo. So, all right, so here we go. All right, so I got the numbers right. All right, so take that Am out and go ahead and do that there. So we know that if we look at a $5,000 Am policy and we scroll down, we're seeing $63 a month. So if it was $63 per month, actually, there's a 0% chance this guy was 70. There you go. Yeah, it is definitely. It was $69 for the Am. Yeah. Okay. So $68, 69. So the guy's actually 78. So the FBL is going to be in that ballpark anyways. So 134-ish. So what happened is there was riders added into this. Okay. So when riders are added into the policy, what I've realized with riders is that it makes it easier to sell just straight up whole life insurance when you're looking at riders added into the policy. Okay. So what do I mean by that? I mean that if we're looking at just straight up whole life to whole life, I could save this guy $10 a month with him having Am just stripped of all riders. And now he's got a $5,000 policy with the same company for $68 a month, where he's paying $79 a month for it. Right. So that gives me a little bit of leverage and room to work when it looks like when I'm about to do the replacement. Okay. So let's go to the Oxford policy. We know is $101 for that. So what I need to start doing on the husband is I need to start finding different numbers, right? So let's go to his $14,000 policy that he has here. And I'm going to start playing with the numbers. Let me see if I could start doing something. 14,000 with Life Shield is 144. Aetna 165. SNL 167. The agent didn't have Life Shield, and their FBL, the FBL for this guy was actually $140, not 134. Sorry, because I changed the year is 1 year older. So $140. So you could have got really close. If you had Life Shield, we probably could have captured that other $140 in premium. So we probably won't let that go. You can go back out there and get it done. But what I will tell you, for $14,000 of insurance, there is nothing that comes close to that. But you know what does come close to it, right? Let's go to 15,000. Let's go to $15,000 of insurance right here. Let's hit submit and let's start playing around with the numbers. Now we got something that might actually compare to what he has from those other two companies. So let's take that 101 plus 79, and we're going to go to $180 a month, right? And you guys see me all the time on this, using this company, Transamerica, which I don't use them all the time, but as you could tell in price range right there, it's full comp for this age range, right? This guy's going to qualify for the product. He's already got this company. Not a big fan here. And the other ones, I'm not writing this one. Maybe SNL, but still comp wise, Transamerica is gonna be the best there for him. So right now he's paying $180 for $15,000 of insurance. Okay. We can get him for $185 a month. We can get him 15,000. Okay. There's my math. Now let's go to the wife. Okay. The wife, we have a 72-year-old female. So 72, we're looking at 1950 female. Let's go ahead and change that, both non-tobacco. Okay. And she's got a total of $30,000 in coverage, right? So we're going to go ahead and click that here, and we're going to start looking. Okay. Is it 35? No, can't be, impossible. Let me look at the numbers on 25. Here we go. Yep. So it was $25,000 total of coverage. Okay. So Americo, $38,000 of insurance, $38 per month for $5,000 of insurance. As we all know, it's a very expensive company. Family Benefit Life, $20,000 of insurance for a total of, let me see here, what's the difference? 102. So $102 total premium, $140 of insurance. The Americo, she just got with that other agent that was there selling the AMAM policy to the husband, and they got that on 7 of 2022. The FBL, she got the same exact time as her husband did. FBL, which was 8/2020. So we had a little bit of cash value in there, which ended up being $265 in cash CV. Okay. So I'm going to walk through the numbers again. I'm going to write it nice and clean on my piece of paper. She had Americo, $5,000 face amount, $38 a month. Okay. Next, we had FBL in there. I go ahead and she got a $20,000 policy for $102 a month, $265 in cash value. Husband in Oxford and AMAM, $0 in cash value. FBL cash value was, it was about like 200 and something bucks, probably in the same ballpark as the wife, even though I was paying a little more. So what I see here with her, right, is I see we got $144 a month for one policy, okay, over here of $25,000. How does that make sense, right? The guy's going to pay like what, $10 more per month, right? Because on one side of the coin, so if we just draw it out on a piece of paper, I got $185 per month over here, and that is going to be for $15,000. For the wife, I got $144 per month, right? And that's going to be for $25,000. So it looks like this is kind of confusing. Like, what about the husband's family benefit life policy, his FBL policy? Like, how do you do a replacement with such little cash value, right? Like, what's the pitch? How do you pitch this client to get them to buy? Okay. So here's one of the main pitches and one of the most important pitches. Simplicity when you die. Okay. 2 types of burdens. There's 2 types of burdens. Let me just admit this person real quick. There's 2 types of burdens when someone passes away. This guy's name was George, I believe. Even if his name wasn't George, it is now. Okay, guys. So there's 2 types of burdens when someone passes away, George. First one, it's called an emotional burden. Emotional burdens I can't help with, George. Everyone grieves in their own way. There's nothing I can do to help you with that at all. Right? You're going to grieve however way you will when your wife passes away. Right? Or you, Miss Margaret, will grieve however you will when George passes away. I have no control over that, right? None of us do. The second burden is a financial burden, which we can solve, right? That's literally our job. Now, the good news is you guys have phenomenal insurance. You guys have the fact that you have coverage and the amount that you do, right, Ms. Margaret, you got $25,000 of coverage for about $140 a month, about $140 a month. George, you got 29,000 for about 180, or total was 180 plus that. He's paying a total of $320 a month just for himself, for about $320 a month. So you guys have insurance. You guys have what you need, right? But let me ask you a question. Okay. You have so many different agents here, so many different people coming out to sell you insurance. I want us to be the last people that you sit down with and talk with. Okay. If you guys need more insurance, you call us. I don't want more people coming out and bothering you, right? And the reason that you sent this in and you have 3 different agents is no idea why, right? Do you know why? And they actually responded when I asked them, and they said, yeah, the first guy that sold those FBL policies, great rates, right? Didn't answer the phone. So they sent in multiple lead cards to buy more insurance, right? And they bought from who they liked. So when she put me on the phone, right, I'm going through this and they're explaining to us what happened and all that. And I give them the pitch for the 2 different types of burdens, right? And then after I explain those 2 different types of burdens, I then go into the next most important thing. And that next most important thing is, George, when you die, I don't want it to be very difficult on Miss Margaret, who's already dealing with that first burden, the emotional burden. I don't want it to be hard on her. I want it to be as simple of a process as possible. I don't want you guys with the 5 different insurance companies that you got going on right now, the 5 different policies, to be filing 5 different claims, 5 different death certificates, 5 different forms you got to fill out to the insurance companies, 5 different phone calls you got to make. Maybe you're waiting on hold for an hour. And right now we know you don't even have just one agent to handle it all. You're calling all these different people to help you. When someone dies, George, I need to make sure that it's the simplest thing for Miss Margaret to get that check. And I want her to get that check like that. I don't want her to have to wait. I don't want her to have to wait on hold for an hour or wait for someone to return her phone calls. I want us to be able to handle that process for you. I want you to make one phone call and everything's done. I want it to be as simple as possible for you when either one of you passes away. So what we can do is we can bundle everything together. Okay. We can bundle it all in one. George, are you familiar with bundling? Basically the way that it works. Okay. So it's kind of the way it works with your phone, your internet, your cable, or your home and your auto, right? When you bundle stuff, you save some money. All right. So what I did, George, is I looked over all these numbers. I went through the state regulated final expense program, which took the 15 largest companies in the state. I looked at them. I said, hey, can we help put them in a good position, in a better position? And the answer was yes. The answer is absolutely yes. So to make it simple, I'm going to, with Miss Margaret, okay, what I'm going to do, not what, will you allow me to do? George, what I'm going to do, okay, is I'm going to bundle her policies all in one. And it's going to be around the same amount that you're already paying. And I'm going to have them send you a check back for that $265. Okay. So the good news is we're going to bundle it all into one for her. She's going to have one policy. That's one phone call, one death claim, and that's it. I don't want her going through a lot when you pass away, or vice versa, or you going through a lot when she passes away. I want to make it simple. And now we're the last people you buy insurance from. And if you need more insurance, you just call us. We'll answer a phone and we'll come to your house. We'll sit down with you and do it. Or we could do it over the phone. It's up to you, George, whatever you prefer. So now let's go ahead and continue with that. So it's around It's around the same amount that you're paying right now, right? Give or take $4, it doesn't matter. And you're going to get that check back for $265. Now for you, George, right? You have one really great policy. And that policy, I really want to keep it for you. That's the $14,000 with family benefit life that you're paying $140 a month on. We can't beat that. No one's going to be able to beat that. That is a great rate, and you made a great decision by getting that. Okay. Now, I know your wife has the same company, but for her, that might not have been the best option, especially because she wasn't bundled, right? So that's why we're able to save her money there. But for you, George, okay, but for you, we're able to go ahead and we're able to take two of those policies, that Oxford and that American Amicable one. We're going to bundle them into one for you, right? Less phone calls to make, less phone calls. And that's going to be around $180. That's around what you're paying already. It's around what you're paying already. So I'm going to take that money, that 180 something bucks, and I'm going to get you a $15,000 policy bundle along with. Is that all right with you, George? Look him straight in the eye. Is that all right with you? Yes, it is. Perfect. You know what he said to me? That other insurance agent that was just here 2 weeks ago and be real mad with you. I said, and he's like, that other insurance agent that was just here 2 weeks ago is going to be real mad with you. He's on vacation right now. And I told him, I literally said to him, I was like, don't take vacations. That's it. We don't take vacations this, but you take vacations, you're losing. When I'm on vacation, when I was in Hawaii, I was answering my phone 100%. Non-negotiable. We are entrepreneurs. We own our own business. You got to hustle all day, all night. You got to keep it going nonstop. So in this house, we were able to sell about $330 in premium, $325, $330, get him a check back for $265. He had a little bit of cash value in the Oxford policy that we got back from, not much, but enough, right? All in the fact of simplicity and trusting someone. He wanted to do business with someone that he trusted, right? He didn't want to keep sending in lead cards. The person who got him the family benefit life policy, he trusted. He wanted to get another policy with that person, but that person didn't answer his phone. So he sent in another card, right? And then the other person that sold him the other policy didn't answer their phone, sent in another card. Boom. Now this person ends up with three different policies. And you want to hear the kicker? This is the best thing at the end. And we'll wrap it up on this based on, if anyone's got questions too, just get your questions ready over here. So this is the kicker at the end. You guys are going to love this. This agent, what this agent did was this agent wrote these new Americo and AMAN policies, even though the client had Direct Express. That is huge. This client had a Direct Express as his payment method. Now, he had a bank account that he just opened up, but there's no money going in it, right? He's opened it up. There's no money going into his account. So this agent, more than likely, this client's going to be furious. This AMAM and this Americo has an account and routing number from an account with no money in it, no money going in it, right? In the next 30 days at the very least. So it's going to cause insufficient funds in his account, right? And that's going to absolutely devastate an agent devastate the agent for dang sure, right? That could really, really hurt the client. So making sure that you ask about payment method is what's really going to help you. And then what I did when I found that out is I took it, right? And I flipped it on its head. I was like, hey, George, did they tell you that, that American Amicable and America, they don't take Direct Express? Like, did you know that? He's like, no. I mean, I gave him the account routing number and I was going to change my social security over there. I haven't done it yet. And I'm like, George, these companies don't take Direct Express. Let me ask you a question, George. I know you said you have a bank account. Where's your social security go right now? Under my Direct Express card. Okay. So George, you pay for both your wife's and your policy, right? Yes. If you have it drafting out of a bank account with no money in it, it's going to cost you money, $35, $45 per transaction that gets rejected because of insufficient funds. Does that sound like something you want, George? No, it does not. I didn't think so. It's not something I would want either. So now, right, when you ask about payment method, you get another kicker as ammo in your bag. So this is a complex case, right? I spent about 24 minutes on the phone for the first phone call, right? Locking this down. And we got it down. But if we take that amount of money, let's just say, for example, we do 330 times 12, that's $300 $3,960 in premium that 3 agents before did not capture. They didn't capture it because they weren't as good as us. They didn't capture it because they don't have the training that we have. They didn't capture it because they don't have the mentorship, the guidance, the training, the morning calls, nonstop, relentless training that every single agent is getting. Quality. That's what's going to keep this client on the books. These people wanted more insurance, but they didn't have someone to buy more insurance from that they trusted. Kept getting different insurance agents who kept selling them policies, and these other agents didn't do their job. And as I told George and I told Margaret, right, I said, we will be the last people you buy insurance from the rest of your life. And that is a very powerful statement because they know that they're going to die. We know that they're going to die, and we will be the last person that they ever buy insurance from. And that's it, $4,000 of premium in that one house with a complex case. And I know I made it simple, right? And I even confused the numbers a little bit, but I know I made it simple and I wrote it down and I had all my notes and everything written down as I'm going through this case. And the most beautiful thing of it, right? The money was amazing and everything. We did this live on speakerphone. It was awesome. That day, right? This was in St. Louis last week. We were doing replacement training, live replacement training. And you get a call like that. And I think it was Mark or Jeff. Someone asked me if I planted that. Like it was a planted call. I'm like, there's no way I could even make that up. Like that was a lot to go through. And we did it and we locked it down and was live. And they got to hear not just the numbers, right? But they got to hear the pitch of exactly how we were able to get that. Right. So now we have people that trust us, that love us, right? And we're able to write some business with. So let's go ahead and open up for some questions if you guys have questions at all. If not, yeah, there we go. Yeah, thank you, Cecile. It was indeed she was there, so it was live. Go ahead.
I have a question. I kind of came in late because I got the notification late.
Yeah,
but with what you had on the screen with all the carriers, that's just a tool that we can use to shop all the carriers. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay,
Awesome. So that's
awesome.
provided for free. I don't know who your upline is, but just check with them. It's on Final Expense Services. I have it right here on my website that you can go to as well. So my website is right here. It's just finalexpensemastery.com. You can go there. You can get it for free. So yeah, just check with your upline, and your upline is going to be able to show you, how to get that. It's really easy. You'll get it for free. So yeah, just check with your upline. They'll tell you where to go to get it. But yes, we offer for free. Okay. So Maurice, yeah. Yeah, no-show appointments, no-shows. It's that was kind of like what I was saying before in terms of final disposition. So a no-show, I'm going to follow up with them and follow up with them and follow up with them until they die or they fully reject me. Right. So that means I'm going to pipeline them. I'm going to keep them in my pipeline. If I have booked an appointment with someone 3 times on resets and they're not there again, well, that third time is going to be the last time that I book an appointment with them. I'll tell you that much, at least right now. But, a lead ages for a week, and maybe 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 4 weeks go by and you don't know why they're no-showing you. Could have been something that's actually bad, right? They could have been no-showing you for legitimate reasons. They got called into work, whatever it might be. It doesn't matter. It's irrelevant, right? There's a million different reasons why they could legitimately be no-showing you, right? I'm still relentless, but I know what times not to go there. I know what times I'm not going to go to that house. And I'll tell you when it's going to be, the times that they told me to go there. So they told me to go there at 5 p.m. on a Tuesday, and I was there at 5 p.m. I'm not going to go back there at 5 p.m. on a Tuesday, right? I'm going to go during the day, check the house, look at it, take notes. Red car was in the driveway today. No one home. Now you go in there on Saturday. Now there's 2 cars in the driveway. Well, now you got your notes and you're paying attention to it. And that's how I will handle the no-shows. I'll try and rebook at least 3 times. And then after that, I will just continue to door knock them until they answer the door and allow me to get a final disposition. Any other questions? All right. So for those of you that are out there working and you're hustling, I appreciate you nonstop. For those of you that are not out there and hustling, get out there and start hustling. I will see some of y'all tomorrow when we're over. We're going south. We're heading south. So I'll see some of y'all tomorrow. I'll be doing a live training here in Dallas. So if you guys are in the Dallas area in Richardson, Texas, I'm going to be doing a live training next Wednesday, live training all day, every day. And then after that, then I'm coming back and I'm doing either next Wednesday or Monday. I forget what day I said. One of those days. If you need more information, just reach out to me. If not, appreciate y'all. Have a wonderful evening.